Test mic. Work, please. Testing again. Should be able to hear me clearly. Okay, time to talk about things. Okay, I'll show these off first. Check it out. Those are the microgreens I grew, and then I ate a bunch of them right now. Yeah, it's kind of cool. They took just a week or something to grow. They taste super pungent, like if you just swallowed a bunch of pepper. Yes, I'm feeling kind of pissy right now because my computer being stupid. It's weird because I'm a software developer. That's pretty on par. Just like trying to debug stuff. Sometimes you're just like bashing your head against the wall, trying to look for like invisible clues somewhere tucked in. Anyways, I wanted to talk about more of this like feeling, because once I'm in this mode, I can get stuck here for a while. Sometimes days when work was weird and I had to like actually, I don't know, like my team leads and managers and stuff weren't doing their job and I was doing it for them. It actually like definitely like would be continuous. Like I would think about it at night and I would figure out how to do like in the middle of the night and write notes and stuff and like do work later and still be pissy like day after day after day. But I guess I was thinking about it just now while I was eating my microgreen dinner. And I was like, why does it feel that way? And then I kind of stumbled on this, you know, it feels trapped. And I'll explain that a little bit, because with computers, you don't really have control over what software are doing and the drivers and the firmware and all the updates and stuff. You can only sort of like find, nitpick and test out solutions. So you're kind of like in this weird box, like a computer is literally a box, but within the software, you're like trapped in this place that you can't get out of. You have no way out anymore because it's not supported. Maybe there's still some way, but it just becomes narrower and narrower and you have less and less options. So it kind of feels like you're being squeezed out. I think maybe that's what the frustration is sometimes. Because I don't like being trapped in these situations where, like I said, if I have superiors who, and it's weird because I've had multiple jobs and multiple times where superiors just like aren't actually qualified. Like they're literally not, like they don't even know the language and the software and the architecture that we're using, but they are somehow in charge because they are a senior and they've been there longer. So I think I don't like feeling trapped in those situations because that reminds me of being trapped in my bad situation at home because, you know, I was like a child, right? Like, and you weren't allowed to talk back and you were beat and hurt and stuff and yelled at just like constantly just for, I don't know, like playing or, you know, just existing sometimes. I think I said this before with the personal relationships with like romantic, like dating and friendships and even like extended family and stuff like that. I have this sense that like I've learned a lot of skills to take care of myself and I'm still working on it obviously. But sometimes I feel like, you know, I will step up to help somebody else, but then people won't step up to like help me out. And it's frustrating because it's like constantly feeling like you can't, yeah, like it's like that software thing. You can't navigate your way out of it. I also talked previously about like being frustrated how you can't convince people of anything. And it's the same thing. It's like if I make food or I make like the artwork on my walls and stuff or put furniture together, I can just like simply do it and then it like turns out. Mostly. I might have to figure things out. I can like trial and error. But when it comes to people, sometimes I feel like I can learn all the things. I can find better ways of talking and explaining, which I'm still also working on. But I'm starting to think that even if I made the best video and the best whatever documentary explainer thing in the world, or wrote the next great book in the world, it doesn't necessarily change anything. Let's say like after a year, 2 years, 10 years, like I become the enlightened one and I know the truth and like the way towards happiness and how to let go of all of these feelings and like forgive and so on and so forth. You know, like all of the prophets and religious figures in history. And I spread the message and everyone, it goes viral and everyone loves it and it's amazing and everyone's like so moved. The world will mostly stay the same because it can't just like magically become different. And I guess I'm frustrated by that as well. I don't know, man. Like, I guess I've come to a point where I just like want to act and do things, because when you do things, you actually change your surroundings and you change yourself. But I find that's not like the norm. And yeah, maybe this is just part of the learning, the lesson, is that things can't just magically become different. Software is stuck the way it is. It'll always, something will be outdated. Something will stop working. Things will always kind of disappear into obscurity, and I guess systems and people and minds and just are resistant to change. Doesn't mean that they can't. I actually am very optimistic in that sense, or I understand that there's the potential to basically change whatever you want. As long as you just like consistently do it and go from like this path to this path, then you will end up in a different destination and become a different person. But going from one path to another and trying to get them off of the current path and seeing why the other version or other way of thinking or other form of reality could be better, that's the difficult part. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, gotta learn to somehow step out of this mindset more quickly, but somehow talking about it and understanding that it's like this feeling of being trapped somehow makes it better. So yeah. Also before this, I like recorded this whole thing at the cemetery, and then that didn't work out and the sound didn't work. Just more frustrations, and you just like, I guess you just move on and keep going. And yeah, sometimes they're like these microgreens. Once you eat them, apparently you can't grow them anymore, so that's it. You put in effort and it's gone. That's my analogy for today. So pretty!
I'm losing my marbles.
Pretty! Look how pretty it is! I'm gonna put that in the video. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess I caved and I went to get some fast food. And I guess I feel I don't know, on the way there, I was like, I felt kind of disappointed that I caved. But also, in a general sense, I guess I feel sort of easily disappointed in people and things. Um, Maybe because I feel disappointed in myself. Yeah, somehow I feel sort of disappointing or dissatisfying at the moment. And yeah, like for example, I got these, I guess, edible gummies, and then this made me like super sleepy. So just, um, I guess in general, I really hope that over the course of this time and when I'm doing these things, that things do really change. I think it's just starting, so it doesn't quite feel like it's hooking yet. Some of it's kind of sticking. I notice certain things about my posture and my muscles and stuff are slowly changing, and I'm more comfortable talking to the camera and stuff. But in terms of other things, like relying on food and stuff to make me feel better, or I want to talk about this at some point. My nicotine gum started out a while ago for my eczema and stuff, but now it's just helping me stay calm, and I do need to like try to get off of it. The whole thing behind meditation and Buddhism or whatever is just to like sit with your feelings and let it resolve. And I think I still need to work on that. And I'm hoping the physical training and stuff will help eventually. But I think it's like eating and using nicotine and weed or whatever, or just being stressed and being thrown off by my mood or whatever. Yeah, I think of it as just like something's out of balance, so it's kind of wobbling around, and you kind of like need to wait for it to like stabilize and slow down. We tend to like reach for external things, but if you build something like internally in your body and your mind to stabilize yourself, or at least just sit with the discomfort until you can stabilize yourself, I think that's better. I think the whole trick is to be self-reliant, in like a true sense, like that it's not that you need external things to buy things or do things outside of yourself to stabilize. But yeah, I guess there's something about that in my past and my history that feels my life is like permanently destabilized in a way, and I'm kind of hoping that I can find a place where I feel at home all the time and feel safe and comfortable and calm and all that jazz. I do like making something, and I feel like something starting to come together. Like there's something I want to communicate in the long run. But for now, I don't know what that is. But yeah, just wanted to log this feeling of being dissatisfied or disappointed with something. Yeah. Anyway,